Hey guys, it's another video. My name's Anthony Wu, and here we're gonna do homework 8 part A, I think. I think that's the name. Yeah. Okay. So let me share my screen and we'll get right into it. So let me pull up this too. So today we're going to answer these questions in this worksheet. So question 1. Why, in reference to this code, did the user obtain different names instead of same names? Now, the issue with this line of code is over here. So when you just put sname1 equal sname2, it's actually comparing the reference variables for sname1 to sname2, since the string is actually a class name. So these sname1 and sname2 is actually just reference variables. And if you're comparing two reference variables that are different, it's just going to output as always being different. It doesn't matter what you put inside those variables. So that was question 1, part A. Question 1, part B. What should be the proper way to compare strings? Explain it and write the code to compare the two strings in your video. Oh, wait, was I supposed to write this? Okay, well, I already wrote this. I don't know if I was supposed to write this in real time, but to compare strings, okay. So for my code, I did everything in methods, and then the methods are just a different question, so it's not as cluttered. So question 1 here. So if you go to the if statement, this is what was on the worksheet before, except I changed the if statement, what's inside the parentheses. So if you use sname1 dot content equals and then parentheses sname2, what this does, it uses the method content equals, and then that method is going to ask for a parameter, string parameter, to be put inside. So this way it compares the content inside those strings instead of just the reference variables. So if we try this, so in this example, they want us to put Marcus twice. Marcus. And you get the result, same names. All right. So then we move on to question 2. Given the following code, what is the value of n length? All right, so we look at n length, if the integer equals 0, then you go to n length equals a sentence dot length. Now, to find the length of this, remember, strings are arrays technically. So each letter or blank space is going to be a value inside the array. So WEL, every letter counts to length. So the value of n length is really going to be how many letters and spaces are in here. Which if we go to NetBeans, we go to question 2 method, you can see here, oopsie daisy. Sorry about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So it would be 18. And if you call the method well, I didn't really label it, but this is just to tell you. Okay. So that was question 2, part A, I think. Yep. What is the value of n index? Now we look at over here, it's an integer, n index equals 0. Then we look at where n index is. So n index is over here equals the sentence dot index of char E5. So what this is going to do, it's just going to look at starting at 5, or the fifth value or fifth value of the array, right? So we're going to array start at 0. So W would be 0, and then it counts to 5. I think it ends up at M. And then once you do that, it's going to look for the first E, which is right after the M, which is 6, I think. Let me see. So we go to question 2. Let me see. Let me just do something really quick. And length is, and then, oh, poop. Okay. Okay. And index is, okay. So look at here. This is what we were looking at, this line right here. You go to 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You end up at M, right? And since it says index of, it's looking for the next E, and that would be placement 6. So if you run the file, and index is 6. Okay. String SA tokens. Okay, wait. Okay, so question 2C. Well, how many elements are in SA tokens? This one I could just explain to you pretty easily. So when using the split, it's going to make an array right here, as you can tell, string with the brackets, it's an array. So string split, and it's going to make a new value at every space. So that's a special character it's looking for. So each element would be separated by a space. So it would be 1. The first one is welcome. Second one is 2. Then ISM 42, 43 is another one. So there's going to be 3 elements total. And what is the first element in SA tokens? It's going to be welcome. Okay. Okay. And then let me just write SA token elements. And then there. And then first element of SA tokens is that. Okay. And as you can see, yep, SA tokens elements 3, and first element of SA tokens is welcome. Okay, and then let me comment that out, and then go to question 3. Okay. So write an example about how to use the substring method with 1 and 2 arguments. The substring method, it basically is just breaking up the string you have inside the string variable into individual parts. And if you use 2 arguments, it's going to want a beginning and end using the index numbers. But if you use 1 argument, it's just going to need the beginning index number, and then it just goes all the way to the end of the string. So in the example, I kind of just followed what we did in class, which is the phone number thing, but with a different phone number. This one I just completely made up. So basically it takes this string and then it puts it into this with the correct phone number format. And you use substring by saying starting at the array number 0. So that would be 2. and then going to the array number 3, except the ending array number is not inclusive. So you have to go one more than what you think you'd have to go to. So if you wanted the first 3 numbers, remember arrays start at 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3. The reason why you put 3 as our ending array number is because it's not inclusive. So it doesn't account, or it doesn't count the 7. So it actually ends at 4, or array element of 2. And then parentheses is just a format. And then I want the middle 4 numbers. So you start at array 4 or array 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, which is the 7. It ends at array number 7, or really 6, since it's not inclusive. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? Okay. Then we put a dash, and then this one is an example of it just having one argument. So it starts off as 7, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So at 1, it starts off at 1. And then it goes all the way to the end, which is 1, 2, 3, which is the last 3 digits of the phone number. And if we run, that's what you get. Okay, now question 4, the final question. Given the employee text file, create a while loop to read the lines of the employee text file. Every time you read the line, print the name and the last name. For instance, the output after running your while loop must be, and it's pretty simple stuff. So let me go to the main method, comment that out. Okay, so let me go to question 4. So the variable list for this one, string s file name equals employee.text. So in class, we were told to put the file name into its own string variable, which I called s file name, and employee.text is what the file name actually is. And it's important to remember that you're supposed to put the actual file inside the project file folder. And here we go, this PC documents, NetBeans project, and this one. So you put it in here, and then you're actually going to be able to extract the file and stuff. Okay. So then we have string s input line. This is just a variable that we're going to use to store the line of code that we're going to run through the while loop. That'll make more sense later. File to open, new file. This is just telling Java that we're going to use as file name, which is the employee.txt file. So we're opening that file. We're telling Java that we're using it. Now scanner input file equals new scanner file to open. So this one is using the scanner class in order to be able to manipulate the file and open it. So remember before we used the scanner tool to just read what the user input is. This time we're using it to read the file. Now this is the while loop. So the while loop will have inside the parentheses input file dot has next. Now this is just a method to check to see if there's actually a line or data in the next line. So as long as there's data in the next line, execute this while loop, or not while loop. And then you have s input line equals input file dot next line. What this does is it just gets the next line that's in the file, right? So we're going to read it line by line. So we're going to put the next line into the variable as input line, which we declared up here, right? Okay. And then this just, so we're using the split method. But in order to use the split method, you need to create an array. So if you use string SA name equals S input dot split, and then use the number sign, or actually, that's just a character. So we could just do this, or don't, or, oh, it's not working with that. Oh, probably because I put variable in there first. Anyways, this is just going to put, it's going to separate the line using the hashtag, I guess, character into its own array. So then we can, in the next line, print the first element of that array, and then the second element, which is 0 and 1, which then prints the last one, as you can see here. And actually, I'm going to try something real quick. Let's actually declare the array here. So if we do, see if this works. Actually, no, I don't think it'll work. Never mind, guys. I'll try it later on the other. Anyways, so right, that works. And let's just compare it. Ryan with that. Ryan, and then Geraldine. Yep. Okay. So the first and last one works. I just assumed the rest works. And that's how I did the homework. Let me just uncomment all of these. So if you just want to run it, I guess, all at once, be my guest. All right, so thanks for watching today's video. It was quick and short, and I'll see you in the next one. Let me stop sharing. Bye. Okay.